All right, so what we're working on here is a 2010 Dodge Ram. And this gentleman bought this truck down the road pretty cheap. It had the V6 that was pretty much worn out, 127,000 miles on it. And he said that, you know, I crashed my other truck and I'm going to rip all the stuff out of it. Four-wheel drive, everything. And I want you guys to do a conversion for me from V6 to V8. I called the dealer up. I was talking to the dealer and the guy was like, no, man, it's not possible for you. You got a four-wheel drive frame and then you got a two-wheel drive frame, and he may be right. But the stage of where I'm at right now is here. I've got the front diff mounted. The motor mounts actually mount to the top of the diff right here. I'm going to actually install the engine right now just to make sure that it will actually fit before we keep going any further. I modified the crossover, the little frame that goes from one side to another right there. I took that down and I cut part of the frame off so I could get the front diff in there, and I'll custom make a bracket to go in where it's there. I don't know that I really need it now that I'm putting this big chunk up there, because before it didn't have a diff. Now it's going to have a diff and it's going to be locked in, so it's probably not necessary to even have it there, but we're going to put it there anyway. And instead of going back with the electronic power steering assist, because these bolts are different in the two-wheel drive frame, hydraulic frame, V6 frame versus whatever the other frame is, they are, for the E-Pass, they're just a little bit wider, and I'm not drilling holes. So I'm going to put the hydraulic power steering back in here, and what we did was we went to the V6 engine and we ended up finding that these volt holes for the V6 power steering pump are the same on the V8 cover. And then we went upstairs on our inventory and we pulled a 6PK1890. What was on here was a 6PK1853. Well, a 6PK1890 from Micro V with a 6-rib setup puts the tensioner dead smack in the middle, right where it's supposed to be. So that's the belt we're running. That's the hydraulic power steering pump we're running. We're pulling the harness out of it right now so we can drop it down in the truck to do the conversion. And then what we're going to do is, once we get the engine and stuff set in, get it up in the air, get the motor mounts and stuff on, we'll be able to figure out what our next step is with the front suspension. So I'm going to drop the engine in first, make sure it's mounted up, and then we're going to go to front suspension up here to figure out where we need to be next. So this is where we're at right now. We had some bolts that were missing in the exhaust manifold, and we found some that matched the bolts that go in these Dodges. There was a pile of bolts that we got with the vehicle. Oh my God, what a freaking nightmare. But the guy's paying, so I don't care. I told him, I said, you're paying for all the time that I have into it, everything. He said, okay, no problem. No problem. So, same thing here. Again, V6, the power steering pump that was on the V6, just transferred over. There's your belt. There's going to be some modification stuff that has to be done. What I did notice is this motor mount here, the bracket for the motor mount here, and this goes down. There's 3 bolts right there. But then there's another bracket that overlaps the front of it and goes back to the transmission. But when you're looking at the transmission, it's broken. The bracket is broken. The other part goes down there. And these two overlap each other. So, I don't know. Gonna have to try to figure this out some way, shape, somehow. We'll figure it out. I don't even know if this is gonna work. We don't know if we're gonna actually be successful with the process yet, but we're gonna try. No matter what, we're gonna try, even if we gotta fabricate brackets and stuff. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there where guys are saying, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. But a lot of people don't even really know until you actually start doing and trying to figure out what you can do and what is available. So here we are. This is exploring new territories for us. So this is just kind of what it is. And if more customers are interested in custom work like this and low budget builds, and you know, as long as you're paying me labor, I don't care. You can save money on all the parts you want as long as you pay me for what I have in it. That's all I care about. Other than that, we can talk all day. I'm starting to get more into mod stuff. This weekend I'm going to pick up a Kenny Bell 2.1 blower for the Grand Marquis. I ordered 2004 Mustang Cobra injectors last night, 2004 Mustang Cobra mass airflow last night, because it all has to, I use that for the programming. And then I got to get a throttle body for it, but I'm not exactly sure what throttle body I'm going to hook up to the Kenny Bell 2.1 yet and run on the Grand Marquis. But that should be here in the next week or two. We get that put on and running. Yeah, so this is where we're at on this project. Fresh paint job. And I guess the difference the Dodge dealer said is the frames. You have a four-wheel drive frame and you have, or something like that, either a four-wheel drive frame or in a two-wheel drive frame, or a V6 frame and a V8 frame. I don't know. I just know this is, so far, it looks like everything's going to bolt in. I'm excited to see where this goes and how it all comes together. Stay tuned, guys. Y'all be blessed. I'm headed home. See you.